go. Last push day using this Turkesterone. It's pretty bright. Let's get that fixed. I'm just gonna get right in my first set, but if y'all have questions about anything, post them in the comments. I'm here to answer questions while I'm lifting. If you got questions on supplements, on training, diet, whatever. If you want to argue, that's fun too. I'm gonna get my first warm-up set here on the bench press. And we got yard work going because it is officially spring and it's getting hot out here. Today's the last day of the first round of trying out this Turkesterone, at least for chest day. The way I've been doing this is doing this first month, taking one a day on my workouts and comparing my strength progression on my 10 rep max throughout the month. So I've been staying on the same weight for my first working set and all my workouts. Seeing how much it increases. I haven't seen much of a difference in my chest or back days. Leg days have been really good. So after this, I'm doing a deload while we're on vacation next week. Gonna try to find a gym to go to a couple times, do a couple full body workouts. And when I get back home, I'm gonna jump into doing 2 a day, start the process over and compare then and see how it works. So it's how I'm running the experiment. I've got all my previous lifts from my last push day in the description, so you can see what I'm pushing against for this one. Second warm up here. 135 for 10 reps. Everything's feeling good so far. So I'll bump it up to 190. For the third warm up. Session on my last one. I was feeling strong. Something I've noticed with the Turkesterone is it's almost more like I'm getting not necessarily noticeably strong my first lift, but the subsequent ones I'm doing better. So maybe like stamina's working out better. Hey dude, I appreciate you your comments. It's very thoughtful. It's funny because it's the guys like you that's actually makes videos do better, because you just keep on going with the comments, and every comment's more engagement, so keep it coming. I don't mind at all. Okay, well, I appreciate it. I think a lot of people misunderstood anyways. If anyone else is wondering what the comments are about, my last video talking about Eric Janicki and the whole trend of optimizing everything, science-based, this and that. If you look at a lot of the top bodybuilders, like Chris Bumstead, guys in the Olympia, look through their IG, you're gonna see stuff like dumbbell bench presses, barbell rows, you're gonna see deadlifts, squats. I mean, if something gets you to the level of muscularity where you are, it's not like you have to do something new to keep making that happen. I've went to a military class a couple of years ago. We have to do these physiology updates, and the guy there who didn't even look like he worked out, they're still saying, when I asked about their exercise section they had, he was like, well, if you're lifting weights, you got to make sure you're changing up your program every 6 weeks at the most, because shocking the muscles is the only way to make them grow. And I was just sitting there like, when I used to listen to that advice, that's when I didn't grow, because 4 or 5 weeks, that's when you're starting to get into the groove of actually getting good at a certain movement, and you keep progressively overloading it. Like, I've literally been doing the same exercises for 5 years. I might switch from doing a barbell to a dumbbell bench press, but I'm doing the same movements. And I've gained about 28 pounds of muscle in that time. And yeah, I'm natural. It's not like I'm gaining 50 pounds of muscle, but it's nothing special. And my point in a lot of these things is you see guys, they do these movements, like all this special equipment and stuff needed to do this more scientific movement, and it's going to get you more muscle, but those aren't the things the guys did to get them to that place anyways. You go far enough back in their Instagrams, they're still big, and they're doing the same type of barbell rows and things like that, and they're also taking a lot of drugs, which makes them big. But then you're scrolling through Instagram and you see, oh, that must be what I'm doing wrong, because that guy's huge and he's doing this special weird looking cable row, and oh look, he has programs. I should buy his program so I can do that same thing. Last warm up. I like to do a heavy set before I drop down to my working sets, because it makes the weight not feel as heavy. If someone wants to do that, they should, and aren't bad because they did it. Well, it's debatable if you say you get the same results as running. As far as burning calories, probably, but running is better for cardio than walking is. Like, I have another video I haven't posted yet, but, well, actually, I guess it's kind of split between two, but I walk all the time. I'm a pilot, and when I'm in other countries, lots of times I'm in the airports or on layovers, walk 5 to 10 miles a day. And it's a great way to burn calories because it's not difficult, and I think that's why a lot of bodybuilders say, you know, this is the best form of cardio, but it's not really cardio in the sense that it's working your heart, because it's really easy to do, and it's an easy way to burn calories. And it keeps you from eating, because you're typically not eating while you're walking. But I got blood work done, and my cholesterol was above, my LDL, bad cholesterol, was above the top end of the normal range by 15% above it. It was 116, and 99 is the top end of the normal reference range. And I had gotten out of the habit of doing cardio, and I went back to swimming, doing an hour-long session at least twice a week. And it was tough the first few times because I hadn't done it in a while, but then I got back into it and I got my blood work done again about 4 months later, and my cholesterol had dropped down to 90. So huge decrease and my good cholesterol went up. So when it does come to, you get the same physical results maybe as walking as you do with running, but I wouldn't say you get the same health benefit overall on the inside for the stuff you can't see. What workout's better than a traditional bench press? I'm not saying you shouldn't do that stuff, but I think there should be a consideration of, like, when you go to the gym and it's busy, are you gonna take all this extra equipment because you think, oh, this is gonna make me grow more? Like, if you look at Eric Janicki's stuff, they've got the seated single isolateral row machines, and you see him doing the exact same thing on that machine as it's designed for, versus getting extra equipment to set up a bench with a cable to do the same thing that you're already doing with that weight. I mean, I don't think that's like taking anything away from anyone, because you already have a machine where you can do it and it's designed for, and the same guy has said the exact same stuff while using that machine as he does with a cable. So I mean, do they really have the science to gauge, oh, this is gonna grow muscle this much better? Like, I don't know. I'm not saying you shouldn't do what you want to do, but, you know, is it at the expense of others when you could do the exact same thing? All right. See if we can hit any new PRs today. Not quite. Oh. Dang. I thought I might get that 12th one, but not quite. Wow. Felt good though. Those first 7, 8 reps felt pretty easy. That was close. It was close. What was I thinking just then? I had a point or something that was said. Now I forgot. Oh, one of the other issues is like, we get these studies that say one thing, and I've got nothing against studies. You got Mike Israetel talking about how, you know, doing things a certain way is going to be better based on this study or meta-analysis that came out of other studies. And it's all good. I went for a while and dropped the weight down like 40, 50 pounds and did really slow reps and pause and wait and push it up. I get just as much of a pump doing this as I did doing that. And they talk all about it for a year and how this is the new way to do things. You got to do super stretch. You hear Eric Janicki say, you know, you got to get this massive time under tension and stretch mediated hypertrophy and use all these big words. And he's friends with Mike Israetel, and so they just take this and run with it, which is fine. Like, you can work out like that. You're going to get results as long as you're consistent pretty much with whatever you do. And you're progressive overloading, tracking your progress. But then, what is it, like a month or two ago, Mike Israetel had another guy like, you know, actually we just found out based on these new studies, you know, we're just following the science, that the speed of the rep doesn't really matter that much as long as you're going through full range of motion and going pretty close to failure. So it's like, okay, well, everything we said for last year doesn't really matter that much. And so, I mean, all these studies, take it with a grain of salt. You see what guys do, what they've done for the last 50 years. Train hard, and I think someone misunderstood that the other day because he was like, I trained hard for a long time, but I didn't make progress till I got on one of these programs, science-based programs. I'm like, okay, so you didn't have programming before. Training hard requires that you have a program because you have to have something to base what you did on before to progress. Like, training hard doesn't just mean going in and trying really hard with whatever you're doing. It's like trying to do better than you did on your last one. That's why Greg Doucette's catchphrase, harder than last time, is an easy way to look at it, because I'm trying to do a little more than last time, whether that's more reps or more weight. And you're gonna slowly get progress, and people think they're gonna see all this crazy progress. Like, if you can gain 5 pounds of muscle in a year because you've been training for a long time, or even at my point, 3 pounds, 2 to 3 pounds maybe, this extra 1% they're talking about you might be able to get from what I think this study says based on how I do this movement and turn and contract. Okay, 1% of 3 pounds, you're talking about a quarter to a third of a pound. You're not gonna be able to measure that. So, like, just have fun with your training is a big thing, and track it and progress with what you're doing. It's nothing cosmic, it's just working out. Set 2. Last rep was tough. It's kind of funny. Diets and training styles are almost like religions. Someone finds one that works for them, and they think it's the only way. You have to do this, or you're not gonna make optimal gains. You're not gonna lose the weight. You're not gonna be able to do this. It's like with diets. Whether people realize it or not, every diet's just a different way to manipulate your calories in and calories out. People say, well, no, I'm lowering my insulin, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, cutting out carbs. When it comes to losing fat, it's just calories in, calories out. You can lose water weight by cutting carbs, but that's not fat, so it doesn't really matter. Same with training. It's all different ways of stimulating the muscles, and if you track what you're doing and progressively overload, you're going to improve. So I guess when I start the next round where I'm doing the 2 Turkesterone a day, I'll just be going with going up 5 pounds from this, because before my control first month, I started with 200 and went from 10 reps to 12. Then I bumped up to 210. Started with 10 and was stuck on that for a few weeks, then got to 11. And then I guess almost got 12, so I'm just gonna go to 215, and then we'll go with the 2 a day and see if that progresses any quicker before the final round of 3 a day. But yeah, harder than the last time is what I used right here. And doesn't mean you have to. All supplements are the same. I would say, except for this, Turkesterone, because Greg's the only one who doesn't get the fake Chinese stuff, and their stuff has exceeded the label claims when tested versus other companies that have like less than 1/10 of what the label claims are. So I've got a code in the description if you want to use it. I've been using creatine every day pretty much for like the last 5 years. Pre-workouts, I like the tropical punch flavor there, and then protein powder. When I use it, when I just drink it by itself, I usually have that vegan protein powder. And there are some other ones that I like as well from other brands, because Greg doesn't have the flavors I like. So I don't only use stuff that's harder than last time, but those are the things that I do use at the moment. And beta-alanine, I add a little beta-alanine to my pre-workout. I have that separate inside, but that's buffers lactic acid. When you get that burning, it helps push through it, which usually isn't an issue so much in chest days. I start getting a good pump towards the next few sets of the workouts, but more, especially on leg days, I notice it because my legs will start burning doing high rep sets of leg press. But if y'all are joining in, you got any questions, post them down in the chat, and we can discuss it there. Or if, like Men's Intelligence Agency, if you've got problems and want to call me out and say what I think is dumb, feel free to do that too, because it just gives more stuff to talk about. All right. So I dropped the weight 10 pounds for the next 2 sets. Last time I got 12 reps. See if I can do that again. I also had some good music playing last week. Some 70s rock. Video will get demonetized if I play it in the background though. So I don't know if how much music plays a role in how well you can perform, but just gotta lock in. Lightweight, come on. Lightweight. only 11 today. My back's a little sore too. I don't know what's going on with my lower back. It'll be fine for a week and a half, and then I start getting some pains. Been trying to stretch, go to the chiropractor regularly, but you just never know. I do have a crooked back, so you know that plays into it. That's why I quit squatting and deadlifting, which I really miss. Built this platform for that, for the deadlifts. I never did get up to a 500. I mean, I did 500 on the deadlifting competition, but I never got up to that in the garage. I was gonna start training again and work up to 5 plates. You know, throw on the pennies at the end to get the 500. But it's just not worth it anymore. Last time I hurt my back, I was out for like 3 weeks. Like I still trained, I'd go to the gym and do stuff where I could sit, where I didn't put any pressure on my lower back, but it would take a few hours in the morning just before I could stand up straight without my back hurting. And being able to deadlift a bunch of weight off the ground is not worth that, because no one really cares except me. That's what always gets me when you see guys like Alex Eubank, like, oh, there's just so much pressure, like, I have to be lean for my audience, and it's just so hard, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, you are the only one that cares about how lean you are. Literally no one else actually cares. They watch your video, listen to you complain, and then go about their day and don't think about you again. So, to work towards what your goals are, but try not to be obsessive. Or else you're not gonna be happy, because you'll find out that once you get to those goals, if you do, you're gonna have new goals, because you're no longer gonna be happy with where you were. Just like what drove you to set those goals in the first place. You're gonna be like, oh, here I am, what's next? So, yeah. You know, people say, I was listening to a video earlier of Greg Doucette on a Jay Cutler podcast before I got started. I got like 30 minutes left, but he was talking about different supplements and being able to feel things and how he's a hyper responder to stuff. I guess I'm not, because caffeine doesn't have much of an effect on me. I can be flying and like drink 200 milligrams of caffeine to try to keep me awake, and I fall right asleep when I get in the bunk on the airplane like an hour and a half later. And creatine, I've never felt creatine. I've seen my weight go up some because of the water retention. But I don't like feel something, I don't feel stronger. And then with this turkesterone, I've never felt anything. I haven't had any problems with sleep. I'm only doing 1 a day. He said he was having sleep problems and he was on 3 a day, so we'll see when we get to that point. But so far with testing 1 a day, I don't feel anything. Like I don't feel stronger when I'm working out or anything like that. So we'll see when I up it to 2 a day, if that makes any difference. Fourth set out of 5. Lightweight, baby. Lightweight. Starting to fade. got 9. So that's 2 fewer reps overall than last time. Oops. Which is why I'm always saying, just push to failure, even if it's on a day when you feel weaker, because then you know you're pushing your muscles as hard as they can go. Huh? Okay. The other, oh gosh, I just forgot. Lost my concentration. Oh, I've had times too where every one of my sets of bench was worse than the previous session. But then I go into dips and I hit PRs on all those. So it's like, I've mentioned before, like if you're hitting PRs in the beginning of your session, don't be surprised if later on the rest of it starts to suffer. But on the flip side, if you're not doing as well the first beginning, maybe you're gonna do better later on. What is he doing?
Like chilling sideways in his seat. And
does he have a seatbelt on?
Yeah, at one point his foot was on the thing.
Stretch my back a little bit. I have gained about a pound on my average weight compared to my previous 4 weeks of my 7 sessions as my control for this experiment. And I was around, I think it was like 183.4 was my average weight throughout that. And now it's around 184.5. So I don't know, maybe it did help me gain some muscle. If you take 1 pound and spread it around your whole body, you're not gonna see a huge difference. So we'll see when I get to my pictures on Monday for comparing the end of my control sessions versus the end of this first 30 days. I mean, I guess I seem a little more vascular. It's also getting pretty hot, so it's gonna make you sweat. I mean, granted, once I get, 20 minutes into a lifting session, the vascularity starts coming out because, you're getting a pump at that point, even when it's cold out. So, I don't know, there's all those little factors. If anyone's joining in, you got questions about diet, training, whatever, glad to help you out. About to jump into this last drop set here of bench press. Got 190 on there now. Started with 210, got for 11. Now we're doing this last 5th set, 190, and then dropping down to a 140 and keep going. Then I'll set up the dips and get into the rest of the workout. Chest is feeling pretty pumped though, so that's cool. That's why it's good just to push to failure regardless of how you're feeling. Got some background music with all the lawn work going on. Lightweight, just pump through it. It's all lightweight, baby. Drop sets are more ideal for things that are like pin loaded, so you can easily drop the weight. But you know, you do what you can in a home garage gym. Oh man, I'm getting hot. Shirt's about to come off soon. All right, I got one less rep on that, but also one more rep on the drop, so it's all good. It is getting hot. Man, I definitely prefer the 50-degree workouts to the 80. It is getting warm. If you're looking for a weight rack for your home gym, this these Rogue products are really good. I'm not sponsored or anything by them. It's just what I've been using for years. I mean, I've moved multiple times with this. It's been in many houses, garages, and it's held up, no problem. Hey, no problem, Alfredo. I'm glad to help, bro. Haven't heard from you in a while. So, doing supersets now of dips and lateral raises. Some of my favorite chest or chest and tricep movement. I'm gonna move this up here out of the way. But I do this first set, I try to get about 20 reps, still weighted. I just do 15 pounds initially. And then do 2 harder sets with more weight. So let's get that 15 pounds. I need to get a new belt because this one broke. There I appreciate it. I'll be interested to see when I compare my pictures from the first month control test versus this first month on the, whatever it's called, the Turk builder, because they say it improves body composition. I don't know if that's supposed to make you, I mean, Will Tennyson said he felt drier, less water retention. I'm within a pound heavier than when I started, so, I mean, you'd think you'd be less defined after that, so we'll see. If I get leaner looking and heavier, that's a good sign. Shooting for 15 reps here with 15 pounds, or 20 reps with 15 pounds on me. 5. 10. 15. 20. Felt pretty good. Something I like about dips is you'll notice I'm not doing like any tricep isolation work in these push days because I'm pretty happy with the size of my arms, and I'm trying to put more emphasis on my chest. So I'm still getting, I feel my triceps getting more of an emphasis while still hitting my chest doing dips. That's why I like doing them. My back is really tight. I'm gonna see if I can get it to pop here real quick. It's my own, yeah, there it goes. My homemade chiropractic adjustment here. Yeah. It's funny when I do that at the gym, I can see people look at me like, what is this guy doing? But I've got a crooked back. Just trying to make the most of what I've got. Go grab my totally spelled appreciate wrong, but you know, whatever. Warm up the shoulders a little bit before getting the heavier weight. 5. 10. 15. 20. So for those folks joining in, the way I do my workouts is I pick 4 exercises for each, leg day, push day, pull day. So today it's bench press, dips, supersetted with dumbbell lateral raises. I do 3 sets of dips. I do 5 sets of lateral raises, so on the last 2 lateral raises, I keep supersetting them with my chest fly machine. And that's my chest shoulders fly, because you're getting plenty of front delt with the dips and the bench press. I'm getting the side delts here. I get rear delts on my back day. And trying to get a good chest emphasis. And a little bit of triceps between the dips and the bench press. When I'm at gyms overseas, I'll usually throw in some cable press downs too, but I don't really care that much at home. Just get a little bit every now and then. Especially when I'm gone, I'm just by myself in a hotel, like I've got more time, so a lot of times I'll do an extra 30 minutes or something lifting, just doing stuff I don't normally do at home. mixing it up at times. Okay, so why did I hang this back up? I'm not thinking. Sounds like trash day. Yeah, I don't know. No, actually there's a person a few houses down. They had torn their whole yard up and they've got trucks coming in with sod and replacing their grass. So that's what that is. First I read that, I was like, trash day, like my exercise selection is trash? Oh no. I was like, oh wait. Then I heard the beeping. I was like, oh yeah, trash. Because of all the beeping. Alright, now I got my sweat rag here. Ugh. So we're going 60 pounds. I've gotten 13 reps, a couple workouts in a row. So we'll see if I can get at least that today. Maybe more since I did fewer reps on my bench presses. Not by choice, but my body just didn't want to push. You'll see me, I usually just do this a couple times to kind of stretch myself in the direction of the movement. Because it is a deep stretch of the shoulders. I'll make sure I'm ready to go in that position. Filming live, so don't punch yourself in front of the camera. Don't punch me. Alright. Straight into the 25 pounders. Another 20 reps. 5. 10. 15. 20. You waiting for someone?
No. I'm gonna shoot this.
I thought you were looking for someone out there.
That turned into basically.
Don't point it at my face or my car. It's getting bright. All right, so that was the same amount of dips. No problem there. No, I didn't stop training legs. I stopped doing squats and deadlifts. I use primarily, you can see my leg days, but I do 5 hard working sets of like 10 to, I've worked up to 17 reps on my last session, I think it was, and those are tough. My legs are actually more sore doing this than they were with squats. But I do that, and then I superset leg extensions and leg curls after that. But no, I still train legs. Definitely still train legs, just not squats for now. Once I get done with these trials, I'm probably gonna get into doing the hack squat too, like alternate days, one day leg press, one day hack squat. But yeah, legs, they're definitely still being worked, because I don't want to be the skinny dude, or the dude with skinny legs, looking like I skipped leg day. All right, one more set of dips. This last one, drop the weight down to 35. Do as many as I can, and I drop the weight and keep going. Last time I got 16 reps with 35 pounds, so we'll see. My chest is feeling pretty tight right now. All right, let's get into it. Of course, the clouds come out right when I change the exposure. All right, last set of dips. Let's push hard. Five. 10. 16. Drop the weight. Keep going. Nope. That was it. Hey, beauty.
Fish.
Nice. Is it wet?
Kind
We have a fish. Beautiful.
The blue didn't really work.
The light blue
Yeah.
still looks good. Let me grab these 35 pounders. It's funny, this set of lateral raises is typically harder than my next two because I'm doing it right after those dips. Oh man. I really don't enjoy sweating while lifting. Makes me feel weaker. Turn my hat back around. Kind of miss my shorter hair. Gotta wear a hat to keep it on my face now. But I definitely have a good chest pump now. So on to the last 2 sets here. Almost done. The landmine. Yeah, I do have a deadlift jack. That thing was probably one of the best investments I got when I was doing lots of deadlifts. Oh, there's the sun again. Because, I mean, I gotta do like 4 or 5 warm-up sets to get up into the 400s. And it's like you're doing heavy deadlifts and having to bend over to lift it up and get the weight on. That deadlift jack, just stick it under, push it. I think it was like 40 bucks on Amazon. That was a good deal. Slide the weight on, drop it. Really good machine, or piece of equipment. I don't use the landmine though. I tried it for a while. I would do like the shoulder press, like go over the top type of thing. I tried it with rows. I just like dumbbells better for rows. And it would be good for bent rows. I did use it for my own, like, I would set up a bunch of my rubber weights here and make my own, what's it called, belt squat type of thing, which wasn't bad, except I would get bruises on my hips because my belt's not really designed for that. But it definitely is a good piece of equipment. All right, so first set here, 20 reps with 160. Shirt here for sweatiness. I've really enjoyed this machine too. It has been awesome for finishing off my chest days. And doing something to failure with, that wasn't failure, that's a semi warm-up set, but like when I'm doing leg presses and stuff, going to failure closer to a 20 rep range is way harder than like 5 to 10 reps. Because your cardio starts getting involved at that point. And you start getting a burn that you're dealing with too. You're going to failure with going to failure, what am I thinking? With 5 pound or 5 reps, like there's no burn, it's just hard to do. But going to failure, 25 reps, take some willpower. All right, come on. I really like side laterals. I like them with cables too, but I don't like that it takes so much longer doing one arm at a time. I guess if you had the right kind of machine, you could stand there with them cross and come up. But I don't have that option here. It's a little too dark. There we go. So you think of 45-degree back extension? You're talking about the one, it's like this. You lay on it, go down and up like that. If that's what you're talking about, I mean, if it makes your back feel better, sure, but as far as just like a tool to help you build muscle, not really. Because there's so many other things like I can do. I don't do them as much right now because it kills my hamstrings with just one set. And my hamstrings have been really tight and that's what's been making my back hurt. But if you do stiff leg deadlifts, you keep the bar close, like pretty much rubbing up and down your shins while you do it. That will give me a lower back pump too, especially if you're doing a lighter weight, so you can be getting sets of 15 to 20 reps. That'll work. So if it's something that like you use in a gym and you think it helps, then yeah, for sure. But just if you're trying to build muscle and get your lower back stronger, not necessarily. Like there's just so many, when you're bracing your core, you're working your lower back, and a lot of back exercises, if you're doing like bent over rows and stuff like that, you're using it in those. So it depends on what your purpose for it is. But I wouldn't, especially if you have limited space like in here, I wouldn't get one. Hi. 15 and 8. Nice. Last set of flies. Drop set. You'll notice I like drop sets. So I added 50 pounds, do what I can, and then drop the 50 pounds back off and keep going. Here we go. Ten. 15. Sweating like crazy now. This is where a pin dropping would also be helpful. baby. You doing all right?
Mm-hmm.
You getting in a fight with anyone? No. What? Did Mom just make another batch? Mm-hmm. Is it fresh? Mm-hmm. Show that. Look at that fresh sourdough bread. That's gonna be part of my post-workout meal. I can't do it yet. I might make me feel bad. I'll be like, okay. Last set, drop set of side laterals, 35s down to the 25s. And that's it for this last chest day on Turkesterone. Or to clarify, on a day of Turkesterone. Because when I get back in a week and a half, we're gonna be doing 2. So, let's get this last set out of the way. We're doing 35s down to 25. 15 and then 13. Oh my gosh. The 25s are even worse because that's when it just starts burning really bad. These just get hard to lift. The 25s get hard to lift with burning. 1, 2, 25s, my arch nemesis, fresh bread. Is that what Smeagol says? Okay. Can you scoot? That's the end of the workout. Be back tomorrow with the back day, with 1 a day for that. Appreciate you joining in. I'll see you tomorrow.